Guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel Read with Kim. And today is a very special video because I'm going to talk about 10 books that I wish I could read for the first time again. Those books I really got obsessed with. I couldn't stop talking about that. It really changed the way I was thinking and feeling. So I am so excited. All those books are see 10, even 10 stars. Let's go. The book number one that I got obsessed and I wish I could read for the first time over again is a book that, okay, The Godfather from Mario Puzzo. This book is just my favorite book, I think, ever. I don't know. And introduced me to love for Michael Corleone, for the mafia. I read a book, I watched the movies, I went to every single exhibition that I could, I bought a puzzle, I bought a frame. Like, I'm just obsessed with this book. It's just amazing, incredible. I have a review in this channel, and just to talk about this book, it makes me so happy, and it makes me remember all the feelings that I had because it's just incredible. Like, the twist that this book has is just amazing, and you don't expect what is happening in 1 second to the other one. Incredible masterpiece, like The Godfather. Please read it. If you, I know you probably watched the movies already, but read the book. Like, read the book. Number two that I want to talk about, that it is a book that actually is very special. Besides the story that it's just amazing, is very important because this book opened for me the door to my favorite author in fantasy. Like, thanks to this book, I discovered, wow. And I am talking about Mistborn from Brandon Sanderson. This, guys, was the book that I read, and I fell in love of the way that Brandon Sanderson writes. And I read the entire series. I keep reading the Cosmo world. I'm obsessed with that. Bean is my bestie. Kessler is my bestie. Like, this book is just amazing, and I wish I could read it again and feel the same feelings because it was just amazing. It's incredible. I also have a review about this book in this channel. Definitely 5 stars. And honestly, until the day of today, I talk about this book, and many of my friends were like, shut up. Just shut up, because I can't stop talking about Mistborn from Brandon Sanderson. The next book that I wish I could read for the first time again, it is a book that is so weird, and it really took me out from my comfort zone. I have to say this because I hate the characters so much, but just the way this author was writing the book, it made me love them for the bizarre it sounds. And I am talking about The Secret History from Donna Tartt. This book, I also have a review in this channel, so I'm not gonna like go over again. I'm just gonna say, like, she made me love, well, not love, but like and justify a murder. And she made me like the killers. That's the only thing that I'm gonna say about this book. It is insane. It is insane. And I got so much anxiety reading this book. I confront myself, my beliefs, my values, every single page. But I love it. I feel this book really give me the maturity as a reader to understand and be open-minded to a different scenarios and a different perspectives and point of views. Because reading from a point of view from the bullies, from the killers, from all this is completely different. I don't even know how to explain it, but I wish I could read this book for the first time again. Book, this book made me cry like a baby. I hated it, but I loved it because it made me feel so much. And I am talking about The Nightingale from Christine Hanna. I've been reading this book already 2 times, and I had the same, yeah, it had the same effect on me. And when I was reading this book for the first time, I had to stop for like maybe like 2 days before picking another book because I had a hangover about this book. It's so incredible, emotional. It's so well done, and I feel like Christine Hanna is one of the queens from historical fiction novels, and this is no exception. Having the opportunity to meet two sisters with completely different characters, but at the end of the day, sisters, and the love they feel for each other in the middle of France in the War Two, it's crazy. It's insane. It's beautiful. It's devastated. I wish, I wish I could read it for the first time. And if you haven't, please do me a favor. Stop what you're doing and go and pick this book and read it for the first time. So, one of my favorite genres it is horror. I love Halloween. I love horror. I love Stephen King. My favorite author in this genre. And when I read Misery, I got traumatized. I got traumatized. I couldn't stop feeling anxious, and I was not able to sleep for a couple of nights. I have to say this. It is insane. It is like the worst thing that you might think can happen here. It happens here. I'm gonna say it that way. Like you are like, please escape. Like please escape, and then he doesn't escape, and the worst scenario is happening to him. The actress won the Oscar. I have to say that I'm not brave enough to watch the movie. Like I'm not. That's how scared I am about this book. I know she won the Oscar. I know it's a great movie. I watched the thriller, but I'm not watching the movie until today. Like I don't know in the future the traumatized that I am of this horror. So I wish I could read it for the first time again to have all those emotions with me and calling my best friend and say, I just can't believe what am I reading. This is a masterpiece in horror, and it's not. No, it actually it is. It is very bloody. It is very bloody. It is very scary. It is really like talking about mental health in a very psychopath way. Like she's complete psychopath, and then a woman to be that crazy. It makes me really questioning about people, like about fans, about obsession. Is just crazy, crazy. Thriller. It was a really, really good thriller for me. And I'm talking about All the Colors of the Dark for Chris Whitaker. This book, it was really a success, and it's really trendy and it's worth every single page. And I wish I could read it for the first time again because it is kind of like following the people, one of the people, following the guy who's doing bad things, but justifying why he's doing that. And his obsession about this girl, and we don't know if this girl, Grace, is real or not, is even more. So I really couldn't figure out this book until the last, I'm literally saying this, until the last 5 pages all the book you're gonna be like, wait, what? And you, I mean, if you figure out, you are like Sherlock Holmes because I couldn't, and I was like, no, yes, no, she's real, no, she's not. Well, maybe she is. And at the end, when I discovered if she's real or not, I was like, wow, wow. But the anxiety that I had reading this book is a feeling that I haven't had in a long time of a thriller. Like just the questioning what is going to happen next is great. And also combine the love, the views from another, like the friendship, the love, but it's not real love because it's friendship and it's like confusing, but it's like your first sweetheart. It's just amazing. And talking about trauma, like something happened when you're a child and really brought you the way and shaped you the way you are in your adult life. It's a classic. It's one of my favorite books, but it's not my favorite. So I was like, why I got obsessed about this book? Why I want to read this book again? Like, why I wish I could have the opportunity to pick this book over again. And it took me a while to read it after I bought it. And I am talking about Anna Karenina from Leo Tolstoy. This book is a drama. It's a complete drama. But I guess what really fascinated me about this book is the like this book was written a long time ago, like a long time ago. I'm talking about like nine. It's 1873. 1873. That's when this book was written. And talking about infidelity from a woman to her husband, and not only that, talking about the infidelity of this woman, she's having an affair with this so young man, is even more like insane. And it talked about like the feelings of a woman, the society, and I was feeling it. I was just like, wow, this is crazy, and this is crazy, and this is way more crazy. And it's a lot of drama, a lot of craziness, mental health, how people get obsessed and get the same result over and over, even though today that's what you get when you decided to be like unfaithful to your partner. It's just a really good book, and I wish I could read it again for the first time. It's very good, and if you have the opportunity to have a classic, pick this. It is a drama. This is a complete drama, but I really wish I could read it for the first time. Like it got me. It got me, and I don't know. Maybe I read it in the wrong time of my life, but I wish I could read it again for the first time, and I might have a different perspective. But it really touched my heart more than I was expecting. Next book, it is another fantasy book that I really got obsessed. I remember talking to my best friend over and over and over about this book, and I'm talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I read the entire series. Like the entire series is a masterpiece, but this book is the best one. It's the open to the entire series. People say that this first book is kind of slow. For me, no. For me, this book was like door to the magnificent, amazing story. It's a retelling from The Beauty and the Beast, but like kind of like a fantasy way and modern life. Um, but just amazing. Like it's really good. I feel like I don't know. I feel like thanks to this book, to be honest, I opened my heart again to fantasy books. I was like coming from a time where I was like fantasy, the same, the same, the same. And when I read this book, I was like, wow, something different. And I had so many questions, so many feelings. Just to feel that I have to talk to my bestie about this book, it gives me so many good memories. And I wish I can pick up again this book and have the same feelings and the same conversations. I book number one, two, three. No, book number six is coming. Oh, that's crazy. Number nine, it is a thriller, and I'm talking about The Last Thing He Told Me from Laura Dave. This book was also, yeah, it was one of my favorite books at the time, and I read it in. I remember reading this book in a day and a half. Like I couldn't stop reading it because I just couldn't put it down. Um, Seeing this girl, this woman, trying to find out what happened to her husband and going into his past and finding out so many secrets, and as well as having this connection with the stepdaughter. It's a very kind of like difficult relationship from both of them, but at the same time they get big unit about finding what's going on with the husband and the father. It was just amazing. I feel this will give me, besides thriller vibes, gives me so many emotions and cozy and empathy. So 5 stars too. My last but not least, it is a tiny book that I wish I could read for the first time because it's magnificent and it's big in every single subject. And I'm talking about Warbreaker from Brandon Sanderson again. I feel this book is very trendy, under hype, and we need to talk about more about this book because it's a masterpiece. Brandon Sanderson did a great job in Warbreaker, talking about two sisters have powers and having the protagonists of this, both of them in different ways, having a prince who cannot speak because something happened, a secret about his tongue. I don't want to spoiler. It's amazing. I remember I couldn't stop talking about this book, and I couldn't talk. I was just in shock. I was just in shock. I really wish I could read the first time again. This book is gonna be in my shelves forever, like forever. Like I can't even take it off from them. I will never lend it to anyone. Never ask me to borrow this book because I will say no. This is a masterpiece, and I don't know. I might read it again, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the same feelings. I already know what's gonna happen, but I wish I can read it again for the first time. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you like it. I hope you had a great time as I did. Just talking about my favorite, well, not my favorite, but the books that I really wish I could read it for the first time. I have the same feeling, and the memories of those feelings, it really made my day. So I wish you having a great day, and I'm gonna see you next week with a new bookish adventure. Have a wonderful day. Bye.